All right, let's get right into it. We're going to pop the hood on, well, the most complex machine in the known universe, the one right between your ears. And our goal today is to find its owner's manual.
I mean, have you ever felt like you're in a real battle with it? You know you need to focus, or remember someone's name, or just stay calm. But it feels like your brain has totally different plans.
So, if any of this feels familiar, like forgetting a brilliant idea just seconds after you had it, or maybe your mind drifting off during a really important meeting, you are definitely not alone. Look, these aren't personal failures. They're more like design features for a world that, well, doesn't really exist anymore. And that's the big secret, isn't it? Our brains were not built for spreadsheets and cubicles and endless video calls. They were shaped out on the savannah, in the jungle. They were designed for survival, for constant movement. So we're basically running ancient software on modern hardware, and yeah, that's going to cause some glitches. This right here, from molecular biologist John Medina, really gets to the heart of the problem. Most of us are trying to operate this amazing, powerful device without ever reading the instructions. It's kind of like being handed the keys to a rocket ship and just being told, you'll figure it out. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to crack open that manual. Using Medina's incredible research, we're going to uncover a few key brain rules. These are simple principles that can help you finally start working with your brain's natural design instead of constantly fighting against it. Okay, so let's jump into the first one, and this one is so powerful, especially for our modern, sit-on-the-couch lives. It's all about getting up and moving. The science on this is just undeniable. Exercise isn't just good for your body. It might be the single best thing you can do for your brain. And why is that? Because for most of human history, our brains evolved while we were walking. A lot, like up to 12 miles a day. Movement is literally baked into our operating system. Medina's work highlights this incredible study that followed two types of people as they got older. You had the Franks, who stayed active, and the Jims, who, well, they became couch potatoes. The results were shocking. Being sedentary was one of the biggest predictors of cognitive decline. Keeping active is just that important. So what's actually going on in your head when you move? Think about it like this. Exercise opens up a fire hose of blood to your brain. That blood is packed with oxygen and all the good stuff that acts like fertilizer for your brain cells. You're not just clearing your head, you are physically building a better, faster brain. All right, on to rule number 2. We've all been there, right? You meet someone new, you hear their name, and then poof, it's gone. The problem usually isn't about memory, it's just a bad strategy for remembering. You see, your brain doesn't work like a video camera that just records everything. When memories first form, they're incredibly fragile, like wet paint. To make them stick, you have to actively tell your brain, hey, pay attention, this bit is important. And the signal for that? Repetition. And this is the magic number. It's the critical window. The research shows you've got about 30 seconds to replay new information in your head before your chances of remembering it just plummet. That very first repetition is like dropping an anchor. It keeps the new memory from just drifting away into nothingness. So here's the game plan for making a memory permanent. First, you get the info. Step 2, and this is key, you have to deliberately repeat it within that 30-second window. But the real secret sauce is step 3, spaced repetition. You revisit it again in a few minutes, then in a few hours, then maybe the next day. That is the scientifically proven way to lock it in for good. Okay, our third and final rule for this deep dive gets into something we all know way too well in the modern world: stress. We all feel it, but what is it actually doing to our ability to think clearly and learn new things? Let me put it this way. Your brain did not evolve to learn a new language while the saber-toothed tiger was chasing it. Stress is a survival tool. It's designed to shut down all the non-essential functions, like, say, creating detailed long-term memories so you can pour every ounce of energy into staying alive. Now, we're not talking about the little bit of stress you feel before a big presentation. That can actually be good for you. We're talking about toxic, chronic stress, the kind that just goes on, where you feel like you have no control. That kind of prolonged stress literally starts to damage the parts of your brain in charge of learning and memory. This is the perfect way to think about it. When your body is just swimming in stress hormones like cortisol day in and day out, your brain is stuck in survival mode. Learning something new and complex becomes almost biologically impossible. Your brain is way too busy scanning the horizon for that tiger to care about the details in that report you're trying to read. So, we've just looked at 3 crucial pages from our brain's owner's manual. Let's pull it all together. What does this actually mean for how we can get the most out of our minds every single day? Really, it all comes down to these three powerful actions. You gotta move your body to physically build a better brain, you gotta repeat ideas to make them stick, and you have to find ways to manage your stress, because a calm brain is a brain that's ready to learn. That's really the core of it. And this all leads to the single most empowering idea in all of neuroscience. It's the proof that your brain is not set in stone. It's not fixed. It can change. It can adapt. It can literally rewire itself based on your actions and your environment. You are not stuck with the brain you were born with. You are its architect. At the end of the day, our brains are hardwired for curiosity. They are natural explorers. That is what we are. So now that you've got a few pages from the real owner's manual, the only question left is, where are you going to point that explorer next?